Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
We are back with How to Ace the Hackathon. Get ready to be inspired as we delve into the world of innovation and discover the winning secrets from the incredible minds who went on to win the Smart India Hackathon last year. In this edition, we are joined by Shivang to share his experience with us. Welcome, Shivang. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Vikas. Hi.
So, please tell us something about yourself first, and then how did you get into the hackathon?
Okay, so about myself, my name is Swayam Prabha. I just completed my engineering this year itself. I am currently working as a security consultant for a Web3 auditing firm. So yeah, that's about me. And how I got into the hackathon, few of our professors actually encouraged us a lot because we were already in our final semesters. So we were not sure actually that should we participate or not, but they were quite encouraging that you should take this opportunity because previously in 21 due to COVID and circumstances, the event wasn't that much big or that popular, but this year it was going to be huge according to our professors, so we went all in for it on the guidance of our professor. Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about the first part of it, the internal hackathon that must have taken place. I mean, after which you would have gone to the actual one. So tell us something about that first. How did you manage that?
Okay, so for us, when we got into this, we started shortlisting out the problem statements that were released for the internal hackathons. So going through that, we decided that the team that I formed on the first day itself, when we decided that we should actually go for this, we all was already into the cybersecurity a lot. So our main objective was to make something that was related to security and such fields. So when the internal hackathons date were released at our college, so we started out shortlisting all the cybersecurity problems and started to find out some sort of creative solution that was not so common for those particular genres. So yeah, that's how it started. For our internal hackathon, we had around 35 plus teams, out of which three of our teams were selected for external hackathon from the representative of the SAH team. So yeah.
Okay, so going on to the main hackathon, what was your team like and what was the problem statement that you got there?
Okay, so our team had five members, four males and one female, and all five of us were actually already into cybersecurity. We three of us were final year students, and two of them were our juniors who were in the third year and currently in their final years. So all of us were actually getting placed or in the process of placements. So in the middle of that, we kind of managed this whole hackathon. All of the members are currently like working in the cybersecurity field. Three of them are currently pursuing the idea that we made at the SIH further along and trying to build out a company from the ground up as well. So yeah.
That's really heartening to know that you're still working on it and you've been able to convert it. That's wonderful. So tell us about the team formation in terms of, how did you manage all this? Like, was there anything in mind? Okay, these are the kind of people we have to choose. How did the choice happen?
Okay, the choice happened like quite spontaneously because we three of our friends that were my batchmates as well, we three decided together itself that yeah, if sir is encouraging so much, we three would go. The two juniors actually asked us out that can we join your team up? Sir recommended that your team would be great for us and all because we are focusing on cybersecurity as well. So yeah, that's how our team was formed. And then regarding the solution, the basic norm solutions like making up a web platform or an Android application for something for cyber solutions was not quite what we wanted as the vision itself. So quite after some brainstorming and filtering out a lot of solutions, we were able to figure out one particular problem in which the solution was quite interesting for the kids as well as the junior school and high school students as well. So that was our main target, and we were able to achieve that in the final rounds as well.
Okay, now tell us about the preparation for all that. How did you prepare to solve this hackathon puzzle?
Okay, so from the beginning itself, for our internal hackathon itself, we didn't actually went quite through with each and every tech stack that we would need and everything. We just had quite a sort of an idea that what we want to make and what all things we would be including into our solution itself. So all of those being combined into the internal hackathon and giving out a rough UI design for it as well to the SIH representative, we were able to clear out that. For the final hackathon itself, we made quite a lot changes in each and every step. For the first step, we changed the whole tech stack in the second round itself on how the whole thing should work at its core itself. So yeah, the preparation, I would suggest that you should be good at programming at least at a very basic level, so that you can figure out some things that would be required during the process of hackathon. So yeah.
So any challenges that one should foresee or one is expected to encounter while preparing? Would you like to have any thoughts on that?
For the challenges itself, you should be actually quite clear on your basics and how your core is functioning and how and what sort of changes, if suggested by the judges, you should be able to implement in the final rounds of hackathon. There are 3 to 4 rounds of judging. So after each and every round, there is some sort of an improvement, some sort of a suggestions that is being made that you should change this, you should add up this feature, you should remove this feature. It's quite time consuming, so all of those things, you need to be quite effective and quite be able to think on your feet, so that on the very instant you can change it in the span of 3 to 4 hours itself. So yeah, that would be my suggestion.
So anything in particular that happened with you, which impacted you maybe negatively or positively while the evaluation was being done, and you were like facing or accepting or listening to these feedback from the evaluators?
Okay, so for the very first round of our evaluation, we actually made a mobile game application sort of thing for raising cyber awareness among the kids and high school students itself, so that the future generation should not be able to get into such easy cyber scams, and they should be protected up for that. So for that, we made a whole gaming emulation sort of thing, so that kids can play, roam around, get interested in it, and at the same time learn for it. So for the first round of evaluation, the judges asked us that what if the teacher wants to inform, they are not going to play the whole game just to know about the topic. So what would be your suggestions on this and stuff? So for that, we made a connecting whole web application sort of thing, just a Notion page. It's a no code application, so yeah, we were able to make it quite quickly. And for the teachers, we imported all the documentations that we made into the game, so that they can just read it out in a span of like 30 to 45 minutes, the whole thing, and then they would be able to teach that same thing to the students as well. So yeah.
So to sum it up, you actually handled the whole evaluation pretty well, and of course went on to win the game. So now tell me about the final presentation, which is like the final step, which actually is kind of a decider. How did you prepare the final presentation? Was there any planning behind that also, in terms of like who will present it, how will it be presented, or any inputs that you would want to give on that part?
So usually it's like one person presents the whole thing out, but for us we decided that each and every team member would contribute and say the parts that they worked on, so that it would be quite efficient. And if any if in the Q&A, if there are any issues, then they can also say that out loud. So yes, we all gave the presentation together itself. We made the whole presentation on few uh, softwares like Prezi. So yeah, it was quite engaging, and it was quite attractive as well. So we had a great work on our UI end as well. So yes, that was a great plus point for us. Secondly, the application which we worked on was quite effective. So at the end of our presentation, we were able to say quite confidently that you can just try our application and that you are good to go. You don't need the whole presentation, you don't need to know everything that we said in the presentation. You can just play the game. It's quite easy, it's quite understanding, and it's quite fun for you as well. So we used few catchphrases as well. We were able to engage with the judges as well during a presentation. So yeah.
Yeah, so it seems you did a bit of a homework before you, faced the judges. That's nice to hear. Okay, Shivang, tell me if you have to give some kind of a tips and tricks kind of a list to the viewers, what will it be? What to do and what not to do? What works and what doesn't work?
Okay, what doesn't work? Anything that you may plan at the very first day won't work till the end. You have to make changes. You need to be able to tackle each and every sort of problem that's going to come. And trust me, there are going to be hundreds of those during the hackathon period itself. So yeah, and for to do, just make a checklist of what your core application you want to be. Your application should have at least 15 features if you decided. So yeah, just list those 15 down, make a markup. If you have been into code sprints and stuff, you know how those things work. By one you need to complete it in phases, from production to deployment to test, and then publish it out. So yeah, like kind of those things, but not at that huge level. But yeah, you work your way through that, you work on your methodologies, and you are good to go. Because the questions that judges are going to ask you is how you made it and why you made it, and not related to actually what it's going to become in the future or something. That's like further steps, but how you are making it and why you are making it. So yeah, be precise with
Well,
those answers.
right, bang on, Shivang. Seems pretty good. So I'm sure all these tips and tricks and do's and don'ts which Shivang just listed out will help you win the hackathon for yourself. So keep watching this space. We'll bring out some more people and make them share their experiences with you so that you can get all the help that you want to win that hackathon. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us, Shivang. It was a great pleasure talking to you, and I'm sure people will be benefiting a lot from this conversation that we just had and the inputs that you just had to share. Thank you so much and wish you all the best for your future.
Thank you, Gus. Thanks.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.